Hey everybody, thanks a lot for joining me today. My name is Al Fike and I'm a licensed to carry instructor with the state of Texas, and I'm also an NRA basic pistol trainer. And I wanted to share just some things with you today related to constitutional carry versus licensed to carry, and talk about really the benefits of both. Let me just summarize at the outset here what constitutional carry is. Constitutional carry is based on the Second Amendment, where it says that our rights as citizens of the United States to bear arms shall not be infringed. When a person wants to constitutionally carry, so to speak, basically the text of the Constitution is they point to that as their license to carry, so to speak. And I understand why. Constitutional carry is not a bad thing. I think that everybody should have a right to have a firearm. Now, I say everybody, I'm talking about within the limitations. Mentally off people who have addictions and so forth, that needs to be rethought. I want to share some thoughts and ideas with you that I think will help you to get a better understanding of what you can and can't do related to constitutional carry, and also the benefits of having a license to carry and what that can do for you. There's a lot of benefits to it. So let's talk about constitutional carry summary. First of all, who can carry under constitutional carrying? Who can do that? Well, you got to be 21 years of age or older. You must not be prohibited from possessing a firearm in a public place under Texas law. You must not be convicted of like assault causing bodily injury, deadly conduct, a terroristic threat, disorderly conduct, meaning disarming or discharging a firearm or displaying a firearm, and that all has to be within the previous 5 years. Also, you must not be prohibited from possessing a firearm or ammunition under federal law. So what weapons are covered under this? You say, is it rifles and shotguns? No, has nothing to do with it. It's just this baby right here. It's only handguns that are included. So how must you carry a handgun under constitutional carry? There's two ways. You can do it concealed, that is inside a belt or whatever, briefcase or backpack or whatever is concealed, or you can carry openly but it has to be in a holster to do so. First of all, it must not leave the holster. It can't leave the holster unless your life is in danger and you feel like you need to stop a threat who's got to be doing some kind of physical bodily damage or basically trying to kill you. The second thing is on that, related to that, is you can't be intoxicated. So if you're thinking about going to the bar and having some fun and all that stuff, leave that baby at home. Okay, don't take it with you because you're going to get in trouble. But let's talk about prohibited places in general, and I'll give you these right now. First of all, schools or educational institutions, you can't carry there. Polling places, you can't carry in courts or offices that are utilized by court. Racetracks, secured area of an airport, that's inside the metal detectors. You can be in baggage claim and carry. Also within 1,000 feet of a designated place of execution on the day of. Also bars, professional sporting events, correctional facilities, civil commitment facilities, hospitals or nursing homes, mental hospitals, amusement parks, and a room or rooms of an open meeting of a government entity. Okay, so those are the places you can't carry with the constitutional carry. Let me talk about trespass. A trespass regarding private property owners and so forth, or private businesses, they can also put up a sign to keep you as a constitutional carrier from carrying a firearm in their place of business. I'll show you that sign in a minute. So what signs apply to you? You're going to see a sign if you go into, like say, a bar. It's going to be looking like this, and they'll have this displayed conveniently for you. Okay, that's called a 51% sign. And it's important. The sign is very important. What this means is, and this establishment makes 51% of their revenue off the sale of alcoholic beverages, which means that none of us can carry in there. Constitutional carry, a license to carry person we can't carry in there. Another sign that you're going to notice is very important. It's called the 4603 sign. This is a new one, and it's very important that you pay attention to this one. See that 4603 up there? What that sign means is that constitutional carriers, licensed carriers, open or concealed, none of us can go in there. So that's off limits. And so you have to pay attention to that. This next sign or signs is applicable to constitutional carriers only. And it's going to be these. Let me show you the first one. There's 3 or 4 of them here. It's going to say 30-05 at the top. 30-05. If you see that sign, okay, you cannot carry your firearm in that location as a constitutional carrier. Me, on the other hand, I can, because I have a license to carry. If you notice also these other signs, same thing. If you see signs like that, as a constitutional carrier, one who does not have a license to carry, you can't carry in that location. So you got to pay attention to that. Now, these are signs that are relevant to license to carry holders, which should be me, you if you have yours. Okay, you're going to see this one. Now just look at the small print at the top. It says 30-06. 30-06. What that sign means is that you cannot carry your firearm in there concealed. They don't want you to concealed carry in that location. That could be a business or a private place or whatever. So that's for concealed carry. If you see another one like this, it's going to say 30-07. That means they don't want you to open carry in there where they can see it. Stick it under your pants or in a holster. All right, so that's open carry. If they don't want you to do either one of those, like open or carry, they have to have both of these signs up displayed where you can see it. All right. One of the things that's also against the law to do in any circumstance, whether you're a licensed to carry or just constitutional carrier, is that they don't want you to brandishing. Brandishing means that you're taking it out of the holster and you are showing it to somebody and people who may be 30 feet away or 50 yards away or whatever happen to see it. They don't feel safe. Basically, that's brandishing. You don't want to be taking it out, just moving it around, showing it around to others. It's just not a good idea to do that. So another thing I want to discuss is, should I still get a license to carry a handgun? It's a big question everybody's asking right now, and it's a very good question. I would say absolutely. And the reason for that is all the extra benefits that come with having a license to carry. Let me give you an example. Well, there's a lot of benefits to having an LTC. Texas law gives LTC holders more rights. For example, if you have an LTC in Texas and you travel to another state, okay, a lot of states recognize your license to carry. But if you don't have a license to carry and you go to another state, well, you can't carry that firearm, with you or have it on you, either open or concealed. Now, some states will allow you to do it if you have a license to carry in the state of Texas. These are the red states here that will allow you to do that, but I'm not going to point all those out to you because we don't have time. That's called reciprocity agreements. Another reason to get your license to carry is that it's a fast lane, so to speak, for firearm purchases. In other words, every time you purchase a firearm, you're going to forego a background check, which can speed up the process. Also, you can carry if you're under the age of 21, not just anybody, but provided you're in the military, active military, or you've been honorably discharged. So a person 18 to 20 can still carry a firearm if those conditions are met. Another benefit is that school district employees who have an LTC are protected. For example, right now, teachers and staff people at schools cannot have a firearm in their car or ammunition in their car on the property of the school. Come September the 1st, when all this kicks in, they'll be able to do that. Another benefit is, and we talked about this earlier, is that private property owners may not allow constitutional carry, which means, remember, they have to put up that 30-05 sign, and that prohibits you from carrying there. Whereas if you have a license to carry, you could go there. I don't want to go into detail on this, but I'm just going to give you the summary bullet point here. License to carry holders are entitled to more notice at some prohibited locations. In other words, a little more leeway for you, basically forgiveness in a sense. And then the last one I want to mention that's a great benefit is that LTC holders are allowed oopsies at airports. Give a case in point. So you're packing your bags and you're a constitutional carrier holder. You don't have a license to carry. All right. You pack your firearm in. You forget that your firearm is in your backpack or whatever. When it goes through that electronic scanning procedure and they find that in there, you now have a felony and you're in trouble and you won't be able to get a firearm again. Whereas if you have a license to carry, they consider that kind of an accident and they will give you the opportunity to take it and go put it back in your car and come back in. So that's what that is. So you get a little bit of you're kind of off the hook in some circumstances if you still have a license to carry. Now I want to also cover frequently asked questions here. When does the Texas constitutional carry take place? It's going to be September the 1st, 2021. That's when everything kicks in. Secondly, another question, can a non-Texas resident carry under the authority of the constitutional carry in Texas? Absolutely. You don't have to be a resident of Texas to carry constitutionally here. We recognize other states. Does the handgun I carry have to be registered to me? There is no handgun registration, folks. There never has been, and I hope there's not ever going to be, but there's no handgun registration. So don't worry about that. Can a handgun I carry be loaded or, like I say, with one in the chamber? Yes, absolutely. Just you have to be safe with it. Next question. Can the police disarm me if I'm carrying a handgun under constitutional carry? The answer is yes. An officer may lawfully disarm any person that they believe or just be suspected of committing a crime. So absolutely. And the last one is, can I carry while wearing a mask? Yes, mask requirements here in Texas don't have any effect on your carry rights. I've shared this video with you strictly for education and entertainment purposes only. There is no legal advice implied or hinted at here. I'm not doing that. This is strictly just for information. If you want to find out more about your constitutional rights and in order to carry a firearm, you can go to dps.texas.gov and do your own research. You'll find a ton of information there as well. My biggest concern about constitutional carry law passing is that people will think that they could just get their firearm that they shot, back when they were 16 years of age and out on the farm somewhere, and they think they know how to shoot it based on that little bit of experience they had with it. I just cannot emphasize the importance enough of getting some training on how to use a firearm. Folks, there are a lot of things that go into handling one of these things that if you just think you're a novice about and you think that you're going to be able to pull that thing out in a self-defense situation where the adrenaline is pumping and you are basically in shock over the situation happening and you just randomly do something that's stupid. I mean, people do it all the time. So my suggestion is that you get some training and get some help. I do that. I still offer the LTC classes. I offer it online, but you can take the 4-hour class and then get with me afterwards if you're in the DFW area, or you can get with another instructor if you live in San Antonio or Houston or whatever. You find an instructor that can help you with some training. You just need to get it. I cannot highly recommend it enough. But they'll talk with you about the importance of grip, where to put your finger, how to squeeze the trigger properly, how to keep from jerking it and moving it and so forth, and how to be very accurate. I do all that stuff and I can help you with that. But you definitely want to get training. You do not want to pass that up. So whenever I do the qualification segment of the license to carry training, I usually offer an hour to 2 hours of training, pistol training, to help you drastically in that area. So that's important. So I'm not going to say any more about that, but I can just say that it's one of the most important things you can do. It is so important. It's the legal ramifications of getting involved in a situation where you have to defend yourself. Defending yourself can involve a number of things. I mean, one, you may have to use a firearm, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. If you use a pen, or if you use car keys, or if you use your fingers, or if you use a baseball bat or a shovel, or if your car is that your car can be a weapon. If you had to get away from a situation and you ran over someone, your car became a weapon. You're going to need legal help. I'm telling you, just trust me, you have to have it. I tell my class members all the time that, especially just with a firearm, related to this only, take the bullet out, the cartridge, and take a little Sharpie and write 10K on the top part of the circle there, and then the bottom part put your attorney's name, because it's going to cost you anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000 to pull that trigger if you have to do that to get legal representation, and it's devastating on you, or it can be. So there's a company called Texas Law Shield. I'm a part of this. I love it. It's one of the best companies out there I've ever seen for covering you in case you get in a situation where where you have to defend yourself. And again, it doesn't have to be with a firearm. It could be any way to defend yourself. You're going to probably have to have help. And they're a great company. I'm going to put a link down here and also in the notes where you can click on the link and it'll take you straight to there, and you can sign up. It's only $10.95 a month. It's 37 cents a day, folks, for legal coverage, and they cover you from start to finish. First of all, what is U.S. Law Shield? It's a legal product. Okay, it's legal representation in case you get in a situation where you have to defend yourself. You have to keep in mind that criminally, if you can be exonerated criminally in a situation, okay, but after all that's said and done, okay, civilly, the family may come after you, and that's where it gets real hairy. You don't have to have a license to carry to get it. It just doesn't matter. You can sign up today. Here is a card. I'm going to show this to you, okay? If you'll call that number and you enter in the code, or you text this code, CCTexas, that's me, you text it to that number, that will get back with you. What they do is you will get a premium plus membership, and you get 2 extra months for free, and a ton of other benefits if you do that. Or you can click on the link that I'll provide in the notes below. That also locks in the price of $10.95, so the price will never go up. So if you do this, click here. If you text CCTexas to that number, okay, you're going to get those premium benefits. And folks, what I've tried to do today is just to give you a little bit of a summary. I didn't want to take too long at it, but I wanted to really just help you, guide you, give you some information that would help you to know what's going on, and that I want you to take action. Just take action on it. Exercise your rights, study, do preparation, be informed. Don't be a person that just blindly walks into a situation and you're caught off guard. These laws, you're going to have to know these laws. You're going to have to know what you can and can't do as a constitutional carrier. It does not put you off the hook for knowing what you should know and do. So I encourage you to move forward. Thank God for your constitutional right to carry. If you don't want to get a license to carry, you don't have to. I'm just saying, I think I've pointed out the benefits of it over the non-benefits of doing it. So if you do that, I think it'll really help you a lot. And this is the final thing I want to close with. We live in a fallen world. There are crazy people out there. There are crazy countries out there. There are crazy everything. I personally believe that we are living in the last days. I think that the end is in sight in our generation, in our lifetime. I'm a believer in Jesus Christ. I believe he is coming, and I believe he's coming soon. And that's just my personal belief. I'm not asking you to buy into that, but I am asking you to do your homework about it. Read your Bible. Read the Gospel of John, and then read the book of Proverbs. I always tell people who aren't familiar with the Bible study reading to start out with those 2 books. Go to Gospel of John, and then go to Proverbs. Do those 2 books. That'll get you jump-started, and a good place to start on reading the Bible and finding out what's going on in our world. I urge you to trust him. There's a Bible verse that says, John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life, eternal life with him. Didn't mean to preach a sermon, but I hope you have a great day, great week, and I hope this information has helped you, and I hope to see you in heaven one day down the road. All right, take care. Thanks.